everyone, my name is Aarti and you're watching HW News. Welcome to this live. So this is the 8th day of Maharashtra political crisis. We have been talking to you for the last 7 days. We have been giving you updates as to what is happening on all the 7 days. Every step of the Maharashtra political crisis, we have been giving updates to you. Today is the 8th day of this crisis. It has been more than a week that this crisis is playing out in the state. Many of sitting ministers have gone and joined the rebel camp led by Eknath Shinde, and Shiv Sena looks like it is on a verge of a vertical split. Now the question is, yesterday Supreme Court gave a relief to all these rebel MLAs and it has stayed the disqualification against them. So rebel MLAs are now sort of happy. There is a big josh running high in the rebel camp, who are all camped in Guwahati as of now. Eknath Shinde claims that he has 50 MLAs, 38 among them are 38 to 40 among them are Shivsena MLAs, while the rest other are independent MLAs. Now he claims that he has more than 2/3 of majority that is required, and this is what he claims, and he says that they have 38 MLAs have withdrawn their support from the Mahavikas Aghadi government in the Maharashtra. Now the question is, after yesterday's Supreme Court relief, what is next for these rebel MLAs and what is next for the state of Maharashtra, what is next for the BJP and what is next for the Shiv Sena and Mahavikas Aghadi alliance? What is the future of this alliance? So that is the big question right now, and according to reports, the MLAs, the rebel MLAs are now huddling together and they will be having a discussion among themselves at around 1:30 p.m. today. Whereas on the other hand, Uddhav Thackeray is also having a series of meetings back in Mumbai. Today evening at around 6 o'clock, Aditya Thackeray is scheduled to address the Shiv Sena workers at Nesco Center in Goregaon. The entire Thackeray plan is now trying to keep the Shiv Sena together, to keep the Shiv Sena flag together, because the elected MLAs have already in majority gone with the rebel camp. So they are trying to save their organization while they know that already the elected members in majority have gone with Eknath Shinde. So last ditch effort to save their organization. Now, as I said, the question is, what is next for these rebel MLAs, because already the court has given them relief till 12th of July. So 12th of July is still far from this, and what till then will they do is a big question. Now, according to reports, after the apex court judgment, there was a celebratory mood in the Guwahati, and reportedly rebel MLAs had also planned to do a sort of celebration at Guwahati hotel, but later on that plan was put aside. They had also planned to call the Marathi media inside and show them the celebratory mood and all of that, but it was later on rejected and they did not do anything of that sort. Also, report, if you are watching Marathi media, if you are following Marathi media, there was an audio clip that went viral of an MLA, rebel camp MLA, who was talking to a worker back in his constituency, and while describing the Guwahati hotel, while describing the Radisson Blu hotel, he said, "Kai te zadi, kai te dongar, kai te hotel, ekdam okay hai." So which means that he is kind of mesmerized with the trees, the greenery and the mountains and the hotel. That is what basically he said. So I think the MLAs are kind of having fun in Guwahati. Moreover, according to some reports, they are also now getting Ghar Ka Khana in Radisson Blu hotel. The hotel is now also cooking some homemade food for them in this hotel. Now, along with that, the rebel MLAs are also strategizing for the future, what they are going to do, what will be their future course of action, because they cannot stay in Guwahati for that long. They have already extended their stay till July 5. But what next after that? Because they have to come back to Mumbai, although they have said that now they don't feel safe to come back home, come back to Mumbai, because they feel that their life is under threat. But eventually they have to come back to Mumbai. So they are strategizing their future course of action. What will they do once they come back to Mumbai? Now, it is learned that Eknath Shinde is reportedly coming to Mumbai today evening, and he may approach the governor, and he will also inform the governor of their decision of the rebel camp MLA's decision to withdraw the support from the Mahavikas Aghadi government and thereby prompting a floor test. So this is what their future course of action will be. Eknath Shinde is likely to arrive in Mumbai today or maybe tomorrow. Then he will approach the Governor Bhagat Singh Koshari, and he will inform him of the rebel camp MLA's decision to withdraw their support from the Mahavikas Aghadi government, and thereby it will also prompt a floor test. Meanwhile, it is not only the rebel camp MLA, but the government as well as the opposition also is exploring all the possibility of floor test. Now, Supreme Court has put a stay on the disqualification of these MLAs, but although the government, opposition, the rebel MLAs are all trying for a floor test. Now, BJP may insist on the floor test. Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray, on the other hand, is likely to consult his legal advisors on whether he can challenge any move to hold the floor test. According to reports, the Mahavikas Aghadi government, Shiv Sena, in case if the governor allows floor test, it will challenge it in the Supreme Court. So they are exploring the possibility whether they can challenge this in the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, BJP, Sudhir Mungantiwar, senior BJP leader, has said that BJP is adopting wait and watch role. However, they are also keeping keeping an eye on the developments that are happening in the Shiv Sena camp, in the Mahavikas Aghadi government. Reportedly, they have also called all of their MLAs in Mumbai. They have asked them to stay in and around Mumbai so they can also strategize about what their party will do in the assembly if at all governor calls for a floor test. Some reports also suggest that BJP will chalk out strategy for the floor test in case it is announced. Now, as I said, the floor test is the one that everybody is looking at. Will there be a floor test? Will there be not? That depends upon what the governor says. But if at all it happens, what can be the plan of action? First of all, as we know that there is a notice of no confidence, a motion of no confidence pending against the Speaker of the Maharashtra Assembly. So first of all, if at all a special session is called to hold this floor test, then there will be a notice of no confidence motion moved against Speaker. Then the governor will appoint a pro tem Speaker. That pro tem Speaker will then ask Uddhav Thackeray government to prove the majority in the floor of the House. And since 38 Shiv Sena leaders and 12 independent leaders are now reportedly have withdrawn their support from the government, the Mahavikas Aghadi government will fail to prove the majority, and the governor will then call BJP to form the government in the state. So this is how it will look like if at all there will be a special session of the Maharashtra Assembly. Now, there have also been reports that the rebel MLA groups and BJP are now also discussing the power sharing and seat sharing formula in case BJP forms government with this rebel group of Eknath Shinde. According to some reports, Shinde group will get 1 deputy chief minister post and 12 ministerial posts. It will include, now these 12 ministerial posts will include 7 cabinet ministries and 5 ministers of state. Eknath Shinde, obviously the leader of the rebel group, is likely to be considered for deputy chief minister, while leaders like Gulabrao Patil, Shambhu Rajan Desai, Sanjay Shirsa, Deepak Kesarkar and Uday Samant, all of these are senior Shiv Sena leaders. These may be considered for ministerial posts. However, it is not all honky-dory in the rebel camp as well. There have been reports of intense verbal arguments between the rebel camp leaders, rebel camp MLAs. Reportedly, there was verbal argument between MLA Gulabrao Patil and Chimanrao Patil over the Guardian Ministry of Jalgaon district. Now, Gulabrao Patil is already a Jalgaon district guardian minister, but Chimanrao Patil says since he was the first one to join Eknath Shinde in the rebellion and Gulabrao Patil joined later on, so he should be preferred for that particular post. There are also some contentions regarding ministries. The rebel Shinde camp also wants to keep urban ministry, urban development ministry and finance department with themselves, but BJP has not yet agreed on this. These are the reports that are saying that there is some kind of a discussion happening between the rebel camp of Eknath Shinde and BJP for the power sharing formula, for the seat sharing formula, if at all they form the government in the state after Thackeray government fails to prove majority in the floor of the House. Now, there are also some reports that suggested that Uddhav Thackeray, Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray, spoke to Devendra Fadnavis since 21st of June twice, but Shiv Sena, the Chief Minister's office, has rejected it and said that there was no such talks that happened between Uddhav Thackeray and Devendra Fadnavis. They also said, some reports also suggest that Thackeray is now pulling all the strings possible to keep his flock together. He's also trying to explore the possibility of getting these MLAs to Mumbai and keeping his legislature party intact and forming a government with BJP. But officially, Shiv Sena has said that no such efforts were made by Uddhav Thackeray. So this is what the update is as of now. As soon as there are more updates in this particular story, we will get back to you. Till then, you stay tuned to HW News, and also don't forget to tell us what do you think about this in the comment box below. Keep watching HW News.